Hello everybody, hello replay viewers and YouTube viewers. Good to have you here tonight, or whenever it is you're watching. I've got Pippin here with me as usual. She just decided to leave the frame. Here she comes back. Do you want to be in Nighttime Tales? So our theme for today is going to be growing, because spring is finally here in Calgary area and Strathmore, so we're super excited for spring and we want to talk about the growing season. So that's what the plan is for tonight. I see a couple of you tuning in already. That's perfect. I'll just get this live feed going on the laptop so that I can make sure I'm in screen when I flip it around. And Rebecca says, hi Auntie Heather, love Ariella and Easton. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming, kids. Let me know who is here so I can see you in the chat and say hi. And we've got this ready to go here. You can just see the tips of Pippin's ears here. She's laying down beside me, just being a good little student. So today we're going to be talking about growing, and we have a couple of books about gardening and flowers. And we have also got a fun craft that will help us learn about the growth of flowers in an educational way, so that's even better. It'll be kind of like a puzzle that we build together. Oh, Anne says hello. Good to see you, Anne. Thanks for joining. And I've got one of my own flowers here that we will look at closely. It's a beautiful color, isn't it? So this is a type of osteospermum. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. It looks a lot like a type of daisy or something to me, but it's a beautiful color. So when we get onto our craft, I'll be talking about the plant so we can compare our craft to the actual real parts of a plant. So that will be lots of fun. I think I'll get started here if we're all ready to go. So we have to sing our hello song, can't forget that. Let's start with that. Get your clapping hands out and ready, and this one's called Bread and Butter. So it goes, bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slowly as we can. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quickly as we can. Hello. Okay, get ready for the loud one. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loudly as we can. Hello. Hope you all shouted with me. Pippin got up and ran away. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quietly as we can. Hello. Good job, everybody. All right, our first book we're going to read, I'll flip the camera around here so that the words are not backwards. There we go. I'll just make sure I'm still on screen here when my live feed catches up. But this book is called Watch It Grow, Backyard Life Cycles. No kisses, Pippin. And this is by Barbara Reed, who is the author and the illustrator, which is really cool. She illustrates these with clay plasticine, so I love the detail in those. Okay, it looks like I am still on screen. Perfect. So we'll get started here. And here's the contents. We'll learn about the monarch butterfly, the sunflower, a green frog, white oak, and life cycle diagrams. Watch the monarch butterfly grow. The monarch butterfly lays its tiny eggs on the bottom of a milkweed leaf. After 4 days, the egg hatches and out comes a caterpillar. The caterpillar eats milkweed leaves and grows very quickly. Soon its skin gets too tight. The old skin splits open and falls off. See that little tiny caterpillar there? In 2 weeks, the caterpillar is 5 centimeters long. It spins a silk button so it can hang upside down. 5 centimeters, I'd say, is about that big, so it's a pretty big caterpillar. The caterpillar splits its skin one last time and reveals a chrysalis. Over the next 2 weeks, a butterfly will grow inside. See the little chrysalis hanging from the leaf there? And here's the caterpillar getting ready to make its chrysalis. When the butterfly crawls out of the chrysalis, it dries itself in the warm sun. Then it unfolds its wings and takes flight. Look, there it is. You can see the butterfly wings inside the chrysalis, just about to hatch. And here it is. The beautiful monarch butterfly flies from flower to flower, sipping nectar through its tube-like tongue. There, that butterfly landed on the girl's hat. That's so cool. So here we are with the sunflower. This says, watch the sunflower grow. The sunflower grows from a little seed. The seed has a hard shell to protect it from the cold winter. The spring rain makes the seed split open. The root pushes into the earth and brings water to the growing stem. See the seeds here? So the seed cracks open and the root is going into the ground. The roots and stem grow quickly. In a few days there are 2 leaves. They turn sunshine into food for the plant. See the little tiny sprout? There it is in the garden. The stem grows straight up. Soon there are more and more leaves. A big flower bud forms on the top of the plant. Do you guys know what the flower bud is? So here's the bud forming there, and I'll show you on my flower here. So this one has lots of buds. These are ready to get a flower pretty soon. So these little things are the buds. I hope I'm on screen here. And then once the flower blooms, it looks like this, like all these other flowers. And this is what it looks like once the flower is dead. So this little bloom is all done. It's all dried up, you can see, but there's lots of new blooms coming. So sunflowers continuously bloom, but the sunflower gets one big bloom. Here they are. By the end of the summer, the plant is very tall. The bright yellow flower turns to follow the sun across the sky. In fall, the plant dies and droops, heavy with seeds. Birds and squirrels will eat most of the seeds, but some will stay hidden under the ground. Next year, they will grow into more big, beautiful sunflowers. So look how tall those are. Sunflowers get to be really tall. Sometimes they're taller than the fence. They're taller than lots of humans. And here's the squirrel eating some of the seeds and spreading them around so they can grow more. Next, we have watch the green frog grow. The green frog lays many eggs together in a mass of jelly. The jelly protects the eggs and keeps them warm under the cold spring water. In a few days, the tiny tadpole hatches. It lives underwater and attaches itself to the plants it finds there. So here are the eggs living in the jelly, and here's the little tadpoles that have just been hatched from their eggs. The tadpole grows quickly. It begins to swim around to eat plants. And there they are, swimming. By the time it is 8 weeks old, the tadpole has sprouted back its legs. Now it gulps air from the surface of the water and eats tiny bugs. So it doesn't quite look like a frog yet, does it? But it does have some back legs, and it needs to breathe air and eat bugs. The tadpole's mouth and eyes get bigger, and its tail shrinks. It still lives underwater, but now front legs are beginning to grow. So So here he is. He's looking a lot more like a frog, isn't he? Still got a tail and some little front legs. And soon the small frog is ready to live on land, just like the big green frogs. And there goes the fully developed green frog. That is so cool. This one says, watch the white oak grow. The tiny acorn grows all summer long. It turns brown as it ripens. So see, they're green at first. The acorn's growing on the white oak tree. So this is a full-grown tree. And then in autumn, the acorn falls to the ground. It stays buried under leaves and snow all winter. When spring comes, the acorn swells and a white root pushes into the ground. So here it is. So it's swelling from the water in the spring, and it's starting to get a root. Soon a shoot grows straight up. It gets food from inside the acorn shell. It gets water from the root in the ground. So there's our little shoot growing up beside its mother tree. Next, the tiny oak tree grows leaves. Now it's called a seedling. Underground, the seedling's roots spread and grow. So here's our little seedling with its leaves. And here's what the roots are looking like underground. They're getting nice and strong. When the tree gets bigger, it is called a sapling. The sapling grows taller each year. Its trunk gets thick and woody and brown. The oak tree grows and grows and gets bigger and bigger. When it is 50 years old, it starts to make acorns. The magnificent oak tree may live hundreds of years. So here's the sapling, which is a nice grown tall but skinny tree. And there's the mother tree that it came from. So it can live hundreds of years. That's pretty cool. And here are the life cycles. So we've got the life cycle of the monarch butterfly, the sunflower, we've got the green frog, and the white oak. And lots of these things happen in spring, don't they? So right now it's spring, and we've got all kinds of new growth and new life around our little world right now. So I'm going to do a yoga pose. Let's flip this. And I think my phone said I couldn't flip it, so hopefully it's okay. I see Olivia has joined us, and looks like we've got Kimmy here. Awesome. It'd be awesome if you can all say hi and tell me who's watching. I know most of you here. That's so awesome. Okay, I think we will do butterfly pose. So we're going to do this one. So I'll flip this back around and show you butterfly pose. Oops, there we go. Maybe I'll put it a little lower here so you can see more what I'm doing. And we'll see if we can get Pippin over here. Come here, Pip. Come here. Come here. Good girl. She's feeling a little bit lazy today. Hi, Pippin. Do you want to do our yoga pose? Sit. Good girl. Okay, she's going to come do it with us. So for butterfly pose, we're going to put our feet together like this. You can see I forgot to mention I'm wearing my pajamas and my bunny slippers and my cactus shirt to go with our growing theme. So put our feet together like this, pull them nice and close to our body, and we'll sit up nice and straight, put our hands on our feet like this, and we'll take some deep breaths. So breathe in, and out, and in, and out. Good job. So that's called butterfly pose, but today it's perfect for monarch butterfly pose. And I see we have Diana says, Jacob, Caleb, and Kai are here. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are here today. Good to see you here again. Before I get into our next book, let me flip this. This is going to be our next book, but I'll show you what craft supplies we'll be needing so you can make sure you have those on hand while I'm reading the last book. So I've got 2 toilet paper rolls here. So you'll need 2 TP rolls per child or 1 paper towel roll per child. And I've also got my paper towel roll holder here. So you don't need to use this for the craft. It's just a instrument for the craft. So if you have one, it helps. If not, you can just lay them out on the floor. But it's kind of fun to stack them up like this. We're going to be making a flower in different pieces, kind of like a flower puzzle. And then you'll need scissors, and you'll need some glue stick, and you'll need some colored paper, whatever colors you want for your flower. So we're going to do roots, a stem and leaves, and the flower itself. So I happen to find paper that has flowers on it, so I'm just going to cut these out, but you can design your own flowers as well, of course. So that's what we'll be doing, and some markers will also be helpful. That's what we will be doing for craft. Okay, so I will just put this back up here, and we will read our last book before we do our craft. So this book is called Bloom Bloom, and it's by April Pulley Sayer. From woodlands to gardens, ready, set, go. Nature is preparing a flower show. This is going to be beautiful. Look at those blooms. I get so excited in springtime because I love flowers and I love nature, and seeing everything new that's growing is the best time of the year. Every spring, across the land, look at all those beautiful flowers. Seeds sprout, stems pop out. Look at those little seeds. Just brand new little baby seeds. Here's some stems that are already blooming. Bloom, bloom. Look at those beautiful flowers. These purple ones are growing nice and tall, and these little bright yellow ones, they look like wildflowers of some kind. Leaves emerge, stalks surge. Look at those really neat leaves with the little hairy edges and the water droplets. There's some kind of caterpillar or centipede, which can be beneficial to plants. Bugs, lots of bugs are good for plants, but some bugs are pests. So here's the flower stalk surging. Bloom, bloom. What do you guys see on that picture? That is so sweet, this little bunny. And in the springtime, bunnies change color too, don't they? Because in the winter, bunnies are white to blend in with the snow and hide from predators. And in the spring, bunnies turn brown. Their fur changes to brown. And that helps them camouflage in the spring colors. Plants rise, shapes surprise. Look at that really unique looking flower. Beautiful. Bloom, bloom. Those are some beautiful flowers. See all the white all over the forest floor? Is all little flowers. Beautiful. This is a really nice book with great pictures, and it does belong to Strathmore Library. So if you have the chance to check this out when our services resume, definitely take this one. Bulbs send, tips extend. So we didn't talk about this, but some flowers and plants grow from bulbs, which is a little different from a seed. It's bigger than a seed. Bloom, bloom. Look at those beautiful tulips. I think those are tulips in a beautiful red and yellow color. Buds grow, blossoms show. That is a really cool close-up of a bud. Here's the blossoms on a tree. Oh, wow. Bloom, bloom. Those are blooming, that's for sure. Look at all those blossoms on that tree, just beautiful. Lots of fruit trees get beautiful flowers on them because then each flower turns into a little bud for a piece of fruit. Petals curve, insects swerve. Wow, that is a gorgeous photo. Look at that bee coming to collect the pollen and the nectar. Bloom, bloom. Look at that whole field of gorgeous flowers. Amazing. Colors call, fragrance flies. There are many colors in spring, aren't there? Does anyone know what fragrance is? Fragrance is the smell of something. So, lots of flowers have really beautiful scents too, don't they? Welcome, birds and butterflies. Here's a little bird hanging on the tree and a really close-up picture of a butterfly. That's so detailed, wow. Sun rays warm, flowers form, bloom. Look at that lizard, that's so cool. I don't think we have any lizards really like that here, but that is really cool. Flowers form, bloom, boom. Wow, beautiful orange flowers. And then here, oh, I was saying, I just realized this book is called Bloom Boom. I was reading the whole thing as Bloom Bloom, but it's Bloom Boom. Well, now we know. So this gives us details on each of the flowers we saw here, which is really awesome because I would love to know more about those. I am newly obsessed with houseplants and I've always loved outdoor flowers and things. Okay, so here, a bit more about the blooms. So, for example, this is a wild lupine, and it gives the Latin name or the scientific name as well, and where it grows. Oh, and this is a millipede that I saw in that picture. Let's see if I can easily flip to it again. It was near the beginning. The millipede, who I thought was maybe a centipede. There it is. I'm not sure what the difference is, but that says it's a millipede. So that's really cool that it gives details on all the flowers. For example, that last orange picture, that one says that California poppies coat hillsides near Los Angeles with orange in early spring. That is really cool. So this looks like they've got stuff from all over the place. And that's the end. That was a really beautiful book. And again, I recommend taking this one out if you want to know more about the flowers or look closer at the pictures. It's really beautiful. Okay, so I am going to get the camera angle set up for our craft here. I've got this makeshift tripod. Oh, let's see. There. Okay, my water bottle's in it. But that will do, I suppose. I'm just gonna try and tilt a little bit. There we go. Hello, everybody. So we're gonna start with our craft now. And I'll talk about the plant kind of as I go, so I'll get this in here too. And you're going to need your 2 TP rolls to start out with, and we're going to cut these both in half. So we're going to have 4 pieces. Now you may want to get a parent to help you with this because they are a bit stiff to cut in half, and if it helps, you can kind of gently fold the roll. Pippin's interested here. She's trying to see what I'm doing. You can gently fold the roll and then just unfold it and make it circular again. There we go. Pippin, come over here. Do you want to be in the show? Come here, you can lay right here. Come lay down. Distracting animals, but she's so precious. Here, I'll give you a look at what Pippin's doing. Are you just hanging out? She's not sure how to participate today. She's just gonna hang out there, I guess. All right, so we've got our 4 pieces of toilet paper roll, all approximately the same size. And we're going to start with the roots, I think. So before we make our craft roots, I'm gonna show you what the plant's roots actually look like. So you've all seen the flowers on here. We talked a bit about the buds, and we talked a bit about the blooms that have died and dried up. We didn't talk about the other parts yet. So this is the stem of the flower, the long skinny part, and then on each of the stems we've got some leaves. So you can see the leaves right here. And then at the bottom of the plant, we've got some bigger leaves as well. And the leaves help the plant to get its nutrition from the sunlight by photosynthesis. So we can talk more about that. If anyone's interested, I can share some information. Oh no, this little guy got snapped off, so I'll just take him off. But we're going to look at the roots right now. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to see them because I didn't check them yet, but we're going to just gently take this guy out of his pot. I'm trying to catch the dirt in my cash pot, and then you can see the roots. So see these light colored leggy things are the roots of the plant, and this plant has quite a good root system. You can see they have formed to the shape of the pot, so he's getting a little bit root bound, but he's doing okay. There's still lots of room up here for the roots to grow that way. So that is what the roots are, and that's how the plant gets its nutrition from the dirt that it's in, and also how it takes a drink because it soaks up the water that goes into the soil with its roots. So hopefully that helps you imagine the parts of a plant. So I'll move him a little bit over here. Still want you to have some really nice blooms in the screen. And so we're going to start with the roots. So we can just draw some roots. I'm going to use a brown color. You can make the roots whatever color you want. And remember, they should fit on one of these toilet paper roll pieces. So my roots are going to be pretty thick, not too detailed, because I'm going to have to cut them out. So my roots are going to look like this. I might make some little pieces of root off of him. I don't know if I'll cut all those details out, but here is what my roots look like. That's how I'm going to draw them. Sorry for the weird shadows from the tripod, but I'm going to just cut these out so you can draw some roots and then cut them out, same as what I'm doing. And it doesn't have to be super detailed, just cut them however you want to cut them. Some of mine are more detailed than other roots. but you want to make sure your plant has roots, otherwise it's not going to be able to thrive because it won't be able to get water from the soil and it won't be able to get the nutrition that it needs from the soil, because that's how the plant eats. So something that can't eat can't live, right? Or drink. If it can't drink, it can't live either. Just gonna cut that one section out as well. There we go. So here's my roots, and I'm going to glue them onto one of my toilet paper rolls. It's a little bit bigger, but that's fine. I'm just gonna put the glue on the main part there. There's the glue. I'll put a little bit on the rest of the roots. And there we go. And then if you want, because the roots are underground, we're going to make this section look like dirt. So we can just put some dirt polka dots all over here to show that our roots are in the dirt. Maybe some over here. You could do this along your whole roll if you wanted, like all around the back side as well, but I think I'll just do a little bit on the front of mine so I can get on and show you the rest of the craft. So there's one piece, and now with our paper towel holder, we're going to put the roots on first because that's the very lowest part of the plant. So that can sit there. Next on our plant, we're going to do a piece of stem because that's what comes next. So along our stem, we're gonna do two sections will actually have stem, but only one of them will have leaves. So we're going to just make two pieces like this and glue them onto our toilet paper roll. I think I cut mine a little too long, so I'll just glue it on and trim it down. There's one stem, and then for our other stem. And then on one of these we're going to put a leaf as well. And actually I wanted to label these, so you can label yours as well. This one is going to be roots, R-O-O-T-S, roots. So you can label yours as well if you want. And then on here I'm going to write stem, S-T-E-M, stem, and we're going to trim off that extra bit, and then that goes on next. So now our plant is looking like this. We've got our roots on our stem so far. Now we're gonna take the next piece of stem, trim that off, and we're going to add a leaf to it. I think I'll make my leaf out of this paper, just a green area I have here. And maybe I'll actually do two leaves, one for each side of the stem. You can put more leaves if you want. If you wanted to make your whole puzzle stack even taller, you could do a few stem sections. I'll put some glue on these leaves, stick them like that. Looks like I got some pippin fur on my glue stick. Oops. Okay, there is our leaves. So we're going to label that as well. So it's gonna say L-E-A-V-E-S, leaves. There we go. And that can go on our section. So there we go. That's how it's looking so far. And next is the most fun, of course. We've got our flowers. So I've got 2 pattern flowers. You can draw your own flower, or if you happen to have some paper that has flowers on it too, feel free to use that. Or flower stickers. If you have stickers, that would be fun as well. I'm just going to cut out my flower paper. And as always, if you're doing the craft, I would love to see a picture of it when you're all done. Feel free to share your craft in the comment section on our Facebook Live here if you're watching live. And if you're watching this on YouTube or the replay on Facebook, feel free to come back to the Facebook feed and leave a comment with your craft as well whenever you do it. There we go. So I've got 2 flowers. I'll probably just put one on either side of my little paper towel roll, because then I can choose which one I want to be on the front. So that's what I'll do. Actually, I'll cover that paper part of the roll that's sticking out. Put some glue on this side. Here's this flower. So there we go. I've got a flower on that side and a flower on that side, so I can choose which one I want to show. There we go. So here is my full completed flower puzzle. I guess I should label this one too, shouldn't I? Let's label it flower. F L O W E R for flower. There we go. Okay, so that is our full craft. And you can give this to your sibling to play with. Maybe they haven't learned the parts of the plant and you can teach them with this cool puzzle, or you can just play with it and study it yourself to practice your knowledge of the parts of the flower. If you don't have this paper towel thingy, you can just lay it on the floor like this and try and get it to line up that way. So yeah, that is our craft for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me just flip this around here. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that craft and our story time today with our growing theme. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to join Carolyn, she has budding bookworms tomorrow at 10:30 here on Facebook Live as well. And I will have my Little Explorers program on Friday at 10:30 as well, and that theme will be growing too. So we'll be learning more about growing and doing a different activity. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye. Oh, maybe I'll show you Pippin. She just came over here. Okay, now we're actually going. Bye-bye.